Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Sherry. I notice people love stories, and I had a lot of feedback about my Naked Truth story last week, and so today I thought I would share another story, and I'm going to call it When Tenants Play Nasty Games, Abandoned Suites. We had an incident recently in which a residential tenant gave legal notice that they were going to vacate at the end of the month. Approximately 1 week before the end of the month, the caretaker contacted me and said that the tenant had not made any attempt to box anything up. Unfortunately, there's nothing that can be done at that point other than to monitor the situation, and so that's what I told them to do. The day before the tenant was supposed to move out, the caretaker called again and asked what he was to do because he had already re-rented the unit to an incoming tenant, but the entire suite was just simply left as if the tenants had vanished and everything was just in the premises. The vacating tenant was not responding to emails or telephone calls, and so I gave instructions to the manager to inventory all of the contents by photographing everything in the suite. I also gave him instructions to bring a witness and record all of the contents of the suite and then move it into storage. We were lucky enough that the building actually had enough storage to contain all the contents of the suite. The suite was cleared out, cleaned up, and the new tenant moved in. And then we never heard anything for at least 6 months. Approximately 6 months later, late on a Friday afternoon of a long weekend, and of course everything seems to happen on the Friday of a long weekend, especially in the summer, our office received an irate telephone call from an individual claiming that we had thrown out all of their possessions onto the street and that passers-by were taking the items that had belonged to them. Of course, their possessions had suddenly become priceless heirlooms worth thousands of dollars and also irreplaceable pieces of art worthy of the Tate Museum or the Louvre. This was, of course, not true, and we had evidence to support that, but it does highlight how some tenants will attempt to catch landlords unawares. Where does that leave you as a landlord? If a tenant skips, the Residential Tenancy Act stipulates that a landlord must store the possessions for 3 months unless it's obvious garbage. We recommend not throwing anything out unless it is decomposing and presents a health issue. We further recommend that taking a written inventory of every single item in the unit and taking digital photographs of the premises that will substantiate the value of the contents. This is a good idea. I am amazed at how many times tenants come back after the 3-month time limit in order to make a claim on their possessions. If they were so valuable in the first place, why wouldn't they just simply take them with them? This is Rod Fram for Radio Real Estate.